Cause I'm on another level. I'm bringing things to life like I'm Geppetto, like I'm Geppetto, like I'm Geppetto, 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 Geppetto.
Pulling strings like Geppetto.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Geppetto here. Listen, I know it's been about like, what, 2 months since I uploaded the last video. Man, it's 3 reasons why. Number 1, I have been so busy. As y'all know, I'm a filmmaker. I've been ripping and running trying to get everything together for my film, Follow Her, that's, you know, making its way around film festivals around the country. Number 2, my life has been lit and in shambles at the same time. If I tell you guys all the good and terrible things that have happened to me within the last 6 months, your head will spin. And last but not least, number 3, I'm not gonna lie, I looked at some of the old videos that I had posted like 2 months ago, and your boy was looking kind of chunky. My cheeks were like, and I looked back at the videos and I was like, oh snap, I done got lazy. So I've been in the gym heavy for like the last month and a half. So yeah, I'm a little bit vain, and you know, I had to get back right before I got on the camera. Anyway, the video I'm making today is last year around this time, a former friend and I made a video. It was the pros and cons of moving to Atlanta. And that video is doing pretty well. It has thousands of views on. One is the pros of moving to Atlanta, the other is the cons. And a lot of y'all have been emailing me, leaving comments, or finding me on Instagram and straight up asking me like, hey, I want to move to Atlanta. Your video is good, but I want additional information. Ooh, something went in my eye. Just... Ooh. My bad, y'all. Something flew right in my eye. Anyway, so a lot of y'all have been reaching out to me, asking for additional information about living in Atlanta and so forth. Now, within the span of a year, like I said, I made that video around this time in 2018. A lot has changed, and I just want to give an updated version of, you know, what it's like living in Atlanta. Just my tips 1 to 10, so you can know what to expect when moving to Atlanta, and you know, just be ready. So check it out. Okay, number 1, I'm not necessarily going to encourage you to move, and I'm not necessarily telling you not to move, but just listen carefully to all what I gotta say. Number 1, we are full. You got that right. Atlanta, we full. So if you're trying to move here and start over, we are at capacity. We are full. I was even reading a report that the city of Atlanta, I mean Georgia, the state is huge, you know, and I think everybody gets caught up in Atlanta, but Georgia is huge, but Atlanta was not even meant to hold this much people. That's why we're having a lot of structural problems or whatever, and like I think our population damn near almost like tripled in the last couple of years. So just know that if you're trying to like move from a real busy city and you're trying to like move to a less crowded city, because I've even heard some people say that from like New York, like, yeah, I wanted to move somewhere that wasn't as crowded or whatever. Atlanta is so crowded right now. I'm talking about when I moved here 10 years ago, it was not like this. So if you are trying to move to a less busy city and you just want a slower pace, Atlanta is not the place for you, because we are absolutely full. Number 2, rent is increasing dramatically. Again, when I moved here, you could have gotten like a decent apartment, like a pretty nice apartment, for like anywhere between $600 and up, and you wouldn't necessarily be in the hood. You'd be in like a, you know, one of the nicer areas or whatever. Now, in the video I made last year, I was living on the south side of Atlanta, in a pretty nice complex in a nice area, but the area that I used to live in, within the past year, it got so bad. I had to leave there because there was just a whole bunch of break-ins and all this kind of stuff going on. And yeah, and it wasn't worth me paying $1,000+ to live there. So now I live on the north side of Atlanta, where, you know, things are more pricier. But yeah, rent is increasing a lot. Because now I think even like a lower level apartment in the hood, you're gonna be paying like $600-700, and that's in the hood. When back in the day, I want to say maybe even like 5 years ago, like $700-800 was like a pretty decent apartment. So just know that you're not gonna come here and get dirt cheap rent. If you get like a super low rate on rent, you're probably in the hood, and you might come home and your door gonna get kicked in. So be very mindful of that. Number 3, the job pool sucks. Now, let me say this. There are good jobs here in Georgia. There absolutely are. But because of the influx of people here, it's such competition to get good jobs, and really and truly, you not only have to have the skills, but you have to know the right person, and you have to be liked by the right person to get a position. Because if you're thinking you're just gonna move to Atlanta and jump on Indeed, Craigslist, Monster.com, or whatever, and just find you a great paying job, it don't work like that. I know people with bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, still trying to find work, because a lot of the jobs here, like, you'll be shocked to know a lot of grown ass people are working 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, $13 an hour jobs, because there isn't really that much jobs available for the people like that. Now, like I said, there's good jobs, but all the good jobs, they keep them in-house. So it's normally, you have to know somebody at these like really big corporations to get like a nice corporate job, a nice tech job. Like I said, I even know nurses who are having hard times finding medical jobs here. So the job pool sucks here. My suggestion is, before you move to Atlanta, try your hardest to get a good job locked in, because there's so much competition and there's so much people moving here that you're gonna end up jobless and working at a crappy job for $10 an hour. Number 4, traffic sucks. Now, again, I think with any major city, state, your traffic is gonna be an issue. But when I tell you, again, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, Atlanta traffic was nothing like this. Things and drives that used to take me 20 minutes are easily taking me 30, 40 minutes now. And if you don't jump on the highway at the right time, at the right moment, you're gonna end up spending, I wanna say, an hour plus going to and from work, especially if you live in like the suburbs and you drive into the town for work. Traffic is just stupid. Like I said, get ready to pay a whole bunch of money in gas, and be willing, get your podcasts or music mixes ready, because I think on average everybody is spending like 45 minutes to an hour plus commuting to and from work. So yeah, traffic here absolutely sucks, and it's all because so much people have moved here now, and it's just becoming overwhelming on the highway. Number 5, I'm going to write and talk about a video about this, but there's definitely still a lot of racism and segregation in Georgia. Again, people think Georgia is just like the black Mecca, and it's just a whole bunch of black people running around. While this is true, Georgia still has a lot of racist people who don't like black people here. So, yeah, the good jobs and the good areas or whatever, they're very segregated. You're gonna see, even though this is a very black city, again, how I found out a lot of good jobs existed was because I started working for a temp agency. And because I was applying everywhere trying to get a job, applying everywhere. Wasn't getting a whole bunch of rejection letters. I went through a temp agency, and they started sending me to these different corporations for temp work. And what I'm telling you, there were so many good jobs here. I'm talking about jobs where people are starting off getting paid $23 an hour, that I was shocked existed. And I'm just like, I've never heard of this company. I didn't even know they was hiring, blah, 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 blah. But a lot of them, they keep those jobs hidden or secret, or they just hire their friends. And almost all of the places that I got sent as a temp were predominantly white in the workforce. And it's crazy too that we live in such a black city, and most of the quote unquote good jobs are like predominantly white by far, and like it's like really segregated, and that's not by accident, that's by choice. So, and I'm gonna make a separate video about that, about like the racism and segregation in Atlanta, because yeah, it's time that we start opening up this conversation. So yeah, if you're thinking that you're just gonna move to Atlanta as a black or minority person and you're just gonna be like, kumbaya, everybody gets along, that's not the case. There's still a lot of, you know, racist people who definitely want you totally out of there, where they live, where they work, where they party. It's a lot of that going on. Number 6, if you are a single person and you don't have kids, be ready to be a stepdaddy or a stepmama, because everybody has kids. So you're gonna have to be prepared that if you don't have kids and you're ready to date, you're gonna have to be prepared to be a stepdaddy or stepmama. Everybody got kids here, and it's kind of like crazy that sometimes you feel out of place being like a millennial and you just want to go out and have fun. Everybody is like, oh, I gotta find a babysitter, or I gotta drop my kids off, you know, to my parents' house. Can I bring my kids? So dating sucks in that aspect, because you're gonna have to automatically date people with kids, and that's just, especially if you're over the age of 25 and older. Everybody got kids, so be prepared for that. Everybody in Atlanta got some kids. Number 7, the STD, STI rates here are ridiculous. I think the last time I checked, Atlanta is top 10. I want to believe it was top 5 in the nation for like new HIV cases and stuff like that, and it's very real. I have friends who work in the medical field, and they're always telling me like, yo, it's whole bunch of new HIV cases being diagnosed, and people are still around here, you know, turning up and having fun and not using protection. So you're gonna kind of be paranoid a little bit, because like it's gonna freak you out that you see these reports, and then you start, when they saying like 1 in 5 or 1 in 7 people, and you start going into rooms and you start saying like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. You start kind of like assessing everything going on, because you're like, is the STD problem that bad here? Yeah, it is. A lot of people are getting infected, and a lot of people are not getting tested, and a lot of people just keep circling out diseases to other people. So yeah, when you're dating here, having sex and all this stuff, you got to stay protected. Number 8, the weather is crazy. Again, in Georgia, you really don't know how to dress. You can wake up in the morning, it could be freezing cold. By noon, it could be scorching hot. By 4 o'clock, it's raining. And by nighttime, for all you know, some snow flurries will fall on the ground. It's the most unpredictable, ambiguous weather ever. We do have seasons for the most part, but again, it's very much like Monday cold, Tuesday hot, Wednesday showers, Thursday a whole bunch of pollen, Friday thunderstorm. It's just crazy weather, and like if you are somebody who suffers from allergies, yikes. I feel bad for you, because the pollen here gets so bad. I'm talking about your entire car will look like Big Bird. It'll just be yellow. So please be aware that the weather here is totally crazy, and you're gonna have to either build up your immune system or just have to roll with the punches with it. Number 9, the crime here, I'm not gonna lie, it seems that the crime is getting worse here. I personally have been here 10 years, and one of my apartments got broken into. And another reason why I didn't do YouTube videos for a couple of months was my storage unit got broken into. I'm gonna insert pictures here. Yeah, I was in the process of moving. I put a whole bunch of my stuff in storage. And let me tell you this, y'all. My storage unit was in a ultra secured storage facility. They had double gates, cameras, 24-hour surveillance, all that stuff. It was still, these group of crooks broke into the storage facility, broke into a whole bunch of people's units. my unit got broken into. They stole a whole bunch of my stuff. I'm talking about my clothes, equipment, a whole bunch of stuff, and I was like devastated. And this happened not too long ago. And even though I had insurance in my unit, I mean, it still fucked me up real bad because I lost so much stuff, and the insurance only reimburses you to a certain point. So I still am out of a lot of stuff. So that's another reason why I haven't been making videos like this. And look, if you're watching this video and you're so generous and you want to help your boy out, I have no shame in my game. I'm going to leave my PayPal information down there. If you want to drop your boy a little 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 hundo so I could get my equipment and stuff, I'll be more than willing to accept it because, yeah, it devastated me. They totally broke into my storage unit, stole a whole bunch of my stuff. And it was so bad. I had 2 like extra sturdy locks, like, you know, the super thick locks. I had 2 of those. They cut one lock up, and then the other lock they couldn't get to, so they did some kind of, even the police officer who was on the scene with me, he was like, these are like some super criminals because they was able to like rip the entire mechanism off my storage facility door, which was like the craziest thing. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. I always say when it comes to like, you know, getting your stuff stolen or whatever, yeah, it sucks that your material possessions are gone, but you know, as long as I still got my life and nobody hurt me, I'm alright. So yeah, the crime has gotten increasingly bad here, unfortunately, especially where I used to live on the south side. It got pretty bad, so that's why I had to go ahead and relocate up to the north side, you know what I mean? No place is 100% safe, but yeah, but when it's a common issue with people's cars being broken into, and I would say about a solid 50% of people you meet in Atlanta have already been robbed. Their car has been broken into, their house or their apartment has been, you know, vandalized. It's all these things that happen, so you have to be mindful of that. And last but not least, number 10, I'm gonna reiterate, we are full. I'm not exaggerating. Atlanta is that full, you guys. I don't think we could take no more people. No more. They got North Carolina is nice, South Carolina, Alabama, Virginia. Y'all may want to go move somewhere else because Atlanta is too full. I really don't think we need any more people. I get it. A lot of people want to move here to start over and stuff like that. But please, if you're going to move here, just be aware that we are so full. We are like beyond capacity at this point. So again, this is not me straight up telling y'all not to move here. A lot of y'all still hit me up about it. And going back to rent increasing, I had posted a video where I had told y'all what $1,000 gets you in Atlanta. And a lot of y'all y'all saw my old apartment complex and y'all was just like, well, hey, I like that video and I like your complex. Can you tell me what complex it is? I want to move into that. Even though I don't live there no more, you guys, I didn't tell you guys where I lived where I used to live for a couple of reasons. Number one, my personal safety. I don't know who may go, even though, like, you know, I don't live there no more. That complex still might have my information, so they will still have my information, and I don't know who may want to go to that complex to find out where I'm living now. So just for my personal safety, and I normally am really good with responding back to you guys in comments and emails, but I didn't even know how to respond to that because when people were like emailing me like, hey, I saw the video of you showing your apartment. Can you tell me what complex that is so I can move in there? I want to come see. That kind of freaked me out, and I apologize. I just didn't know how to answer you guys back. And secondly, even though that apartment looked nice, it went downhill. That apartment used to be lit, that apartment complex used to be lit, and it's now terrible. A whole bunch of people's cars has gotten broken into. Like a few people's doors got kicked in. And like I said, this is a nice complex because where I used to live on the south side, not even 10 minutes away from me was a really super nice area where a whole bunch of celebrity lives. If you live in Atlanta, you know what area I'm talking about. Like a whole bunch of celebrities live there, and I live like 8-10 minutes away from there. So it was like a nice area when I first moved in there, and I don't know, the crime has just gotten really ridiculous to the point where I was like, I gotta be up out of there. So again, this is just my updated version of living in Atlanta. giving y'all the real. Be careful. Again, Atlanta is a dope place, but it's not all milk and honey over here. It's struggles just like any other city. I think a lot of people think they're gonna come here, get $300 rent, get a 6-figure a year job, and then they're gonna be good, and that's simply not the case. I'm keeping it funky with you. Atlanta has its good, but it has its bad. All right, I want y'all guys to go ahead, click subscribe, hit like, leave a comment, go ahead and send this to all your friends, your family, and all that good stuff. Follow me on Instagram at ITSGIPPETTO. Again, it's ITSGIPPETTO. I'm gonna try my best to do 2 to 3 videos a week. You guys leave in the comments what kind of videos you want to see. And yeah, if you are moving to Atlanta, you know, and you got some more questions, hit me up and I will be more than happy to answer. Don't judge me on my shirt. I know my shirt says California, but I'm doing laundry, and I mean, it is what it is. All right, so y'all stay blessed, stay positive, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.